Hello, my students. This is a very quick and short revision on the unit of fractions. This revision is suitable for grade 4 and 5, but some topics are only special or some outcomes are only for grade 5, like simplify. First, writing fractions. Write a fraction for each shaded parts. To write a fraction, you have to write the total number in the denominator. And the shaded parts on the numerator, we have here how many squares? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the shaded parts is 3 shaded parts. So we have 3 over 8 shaded. How many rectangles do we have here on letter B? Count with me. 1, 2, 3. The total number of rectangles is 3 and we have 2 shaded. How many squares in letter C? The total number of squares. We write the total number down on the denominator and the shaded or the taken number up. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 squares in total and 3 shaded. By the way, 3 over 6 equals exactly 1/2 or 1 over 2. On the second part of the question, we have here whole numbers plus a fraction. This is called a mixed number. How many whole rectangles do we have here? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 whole triangles. And the fraction of the triangle, we have here 3 parts and 1 shaded part. The mixed number is 4 and 1 over 3. This is a mixed number. The mixed number consists of a whole number plus a proper fraction. On question number 8, we have 2 whole numbers, 2 complete shapes, and the fraction here, or the parts here, we have 2 equal parts and 1 shaded. But we have 2 and 1/2. The second outcome of this unit is drawing fractions on a number line. First step is you have to calculate the number of jumps or number of intervals between any 2 whole numbers. For example, between 5 and 6, how many jumps? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we can say that we count in eighths. I mean, each time we will add 1 over 8. For example, this number will be 5 and 1 over 8. 5 and 2 over 8, 5 and 3 over 8, 5 and 4 over 8, 5 and 5 over 8, 5 and 6 over 8, 5 and 7 over 8, and 5 and 8 over 8. By the way, 5 and 8 over 8 exactly equals 6. So this number will be 6 and 1 over 8 on the same steps. 6 and 2 over 8, 6 and 3 over 8, 6 and 4 over 8, 6 and 5 over 8. And by the same method, we can complete the number line. It will be 6 and 6 over 8 and 6 and 7 over 8. The last one, 6 and 8 over 8. And by the way, 6 and 8 over 8 equals exactly 7 because 8 over 8 equals 1 whole. So 6 plus 1 whole gives you 7. Now we need to draw an arrow at each number, for each number on the number line. Where is 5 and 7 over 8? You can find that 5 and 7 over 8 is here. You can draw an arrow here and write 5 and 7 over 8. Where is 5 1/2? You can't find half here directly, but you can multiply 1 over 2, multiply by 4 up and down to be 4 over 8. So 1/2 equals 5 and 4 over 8. 5 and 1/2 equals 5 and 4 over 8 because 1/2 equals 4 over 8. Then you can draw here an arrow at 5 1/2. We need 5 1/4. Convert this quarter to has a denominator equals 8. So you can multiply 4 by 2 and multiply 1 by 2, multiply by 2 up and down to gives you 2 over 8. So we need 5 and 2 over 8, which is exactly here, 5 and 2 over 8. The last one, 6 and 5 over 8. You can draw an arrow at 6 and directly at 6 and 1 and 5 over 8. By the same method, you can count the number of jumps between any two whole numbers, 7 and 8. How many jumps between them? 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you can deduce that we count in quarters. So let's write the numbers on the number line. The first number I count by quarter, it means each time I add 1 quarter. So this number is 7 and 1 quarter, letter B. This one is 7 and 2 quarters. By the way, 2 quarters equals 1 half. So this one is 7 and 1 half. 7 and 3 quarters, 8. 8 and 1 quarter. So letter C is 8 and 1 quarter. 8 and 2 quarters, or 8 and 1 half, the same. 8 and 3 quarters and 9. 9 and 1 quarter, letter A, 9 and 2 quarters, or 9 and 1 half. 9 and 3 quarters, 10. 10 and 1 quarter, 10 and 2 quarters is the same as 10 and 1 half, then 10 and 3 quarters. So letter D is 10 and 3 quarters. The next question, fractions add up to one whole. 1 can be written as a fraction like that. 1 equals 2 over 2, or 3 over 3, or 4 over 4, or 5 over 5, or 6 over 6, or 7 over 7, and so on. Then if the number of the numerator equals the denominator, it means one whole. So for example, complete the missing the missing following. 5 over 8 plus what gives you 1. So you can write 1 here as two numbers up and down, but the two numbers must be equal. So you will choose 8 over 8 like the denominator. So I'm asking you, 5 over 8 need what to reach 8 over 8? 5 over 8 needs 3 over 8 to become 8 over 8. And here, 1 minus a number or fraction gives you 13 over 20. You can write 1 here as 20 over 20. So 20 over 20 minus what gives you 13 over 20. So we need to subtract 7 over 20 from 20 over 20 to give you 13 over 20. 5 over 7 need what to reach 7 over 7? It needs 2 over 7. So 5 over 7 plus 2 over 7 gives you 7 over 7. Read this question in 1 minute. Pause the video and check your answer. Solve it and check your answer. Amy drinks 2/3. 2/3, it means 2 over 3 of a bottle of milk. What fraction is left? This is the remaining fraction. The whole bottle represented by one whole. The whole bottle represented by 1. I have 1 bottle. I will take 2/3. I will drink 2/3. What is the remaining fraction? You can express one whole as 3 over 3. So the remaining fraction here is 1 over 3. As if spent 5 over 8 or 5/8 of his pocket money, what fraction does he have left? The total amount of money that Asif has is 8 over 8. If he spent 5 over 8, the remaining fraction will be 3 over 8. Equivalent fraction. Equivalent fraction are two fractions which equal in size but different in numbers, on form. You can write the fraction using so many forms. They will be equal in size but different in forms. You can calculate the equivalent fraction if you multiply or divide the numerator and denominator by the same number. For example, 1 over 3, I can find an equivalent fraction for 1 over 3 by multiply up and down by the same whole number. For example, 1 times 2 and 3 times 2 gives you 2 over 6. So we can say that 1 over 3 equals 2 over 6 equivalent fraction. So let's find the missing number or the mystery number. 1 over 6 becomes a number over 24. The question is now 6 multiplied by what gives you 24? You will find that 6 times 4 gives you 24. You need to multiply the numerator by 4 also to keep the balance of the fraction. So it will be 4 over 24. Now look at the second question. 42 over 63. 63 becomes smaller. It means I will divide it. So 63 dividing by what gives you 9. Count by 9 to find the missing number. 9 times 7 gives you 63. So if you multiply 63 divided by 7 gives you 9. So you will divide by 7 up and down. 42 divided by 7 gives you 6. On the third question, 4 over 8 gives you 24. I move from the complete fraction to the incomplete fraction. The question is now, what is the mystery number or the missing number that you have to multiply by 8 to get 24? 8 times what gives me 24? 8 times 3. Then you have to multiply by 3 up. 4 times 3 gives you 12. So 4 over 8 equals 12 over 24. Comparing fractions. To compare fractions, you have to know the rules. If we have the same numerator, so the smaller denominator gives you bigger fraction or greater fraction. So 1 over 3 is greater than 1 over 6. While if we have two different denominators and two different numerators like that, you need to convert one of them to the other, one of the denominator to the other. You can convert it to be 10, multiplying by 5 up and down, it will be 5 over 10. Now you could check which fraction is greater, 3 over 10 or 5 over 10. If the denominator is the same, we will take the bigger numerator. So the bigger numerator, the bigger fraction. So 5 over 10 greater than 3 over 10. Let's check this one. 7 over 8 and 2 over 6. You can convert or find the multiple of 6 and 8, common multiple. I can multiply by 8 up and down here and multiply by 6 up and down here. You will find this fraction is 42 over 48 and this fraction is 16 over 48. Which fraction is greater, 42 or 16? You can find that 42 is greater than 16. 1 over 3 and 1 over 10, which fraction is greater? Once you have the same numerator as we said before, look at the smaller denominator. The smaller denominator means bigger fraction. So 1 over 3 greater than 1 over 10. 7 over 10 and 4 over 5. You can convert 5 to be 10, multiplying by 2 up and down, it will be 8 over 5, 8 over 10. So the denominator now is the same. Looking for the numerator, the bigger numerator, the bigger fraction. So 8 over 10 is greater than, so 7 over 10. And 4 over 10 and 4 over 9, which fraction is greater? If we have the same numerator, the smaller denominator, the bigger fraction. By the same method, you can multiply 2 times 4 and 1 times 4. It gives you 4 over 8. If we have the same denominator, the bigger numerator, the greater fraction. The bigger numerator, the greater fraction. Arrange these fractions in orders from smallest to greatest. Looking for the biggest denominator, 18. we need to convert all these fractions to be over 18. So the first fraction need to be over 18, the second fraction will be over 18, the third fraction over 18, the fourth fraction over 18. How could you convert 3 to be 18? You can multiply 3 times 6 up and down, so it will be 12 over 18. So this fraction, it will be 12 over 18. How could you convert 9 to be 18? Multiplying by 2 up and down, so 7 times 2 gives you 14, 14 over 18. How could you convert 6 into be 18? Multiply by 3 up and down, so it will be 15 over 18. And this fraction is already 11 over 18. Now I can compare the fractions and put them in the original form. What is the smallest fraction do we have here? We can arrange them ascendingly from the smallest to greatest. 11 over 18, the smallest fraction. The second fraction is 12 over 18. Originally is 2 over 3. The third fraction is 14 over 18, which is in the original form 7 over 9. And the last one is 15 over 18, which is in the original form 5 over 6. Mixed and improper. How could we convert mixed number into improper? You have to multiply the whole number, multiply the denominator, then add the numerator. For example, and keep the denominator, don't change denominator. 2 times 4 equals 8 plus 1 equals 9. So 2 and 1/4 equals 9 over 4. By the same method, 8 times 8 plus 3. 8 times 8 is 64. 64 plus 3 gives you 67 over 8. Don't change denominator. 2 times 6 gives you 12. 12 plus 5 gives you 17. 17 over 6. Don't change denominator. You can convert 7 out of 5 from improper fraction into a mixed number. Ask yourself, how many 5s in 7? How many 5s? In 7, you will find that we have 1 5 and the remainder is 2. Keep the denominator, don't change denominator. Write the remainder as a numerator. How many 4 in 9? You will find that we have 4, 8, 2 4s, and the remainder is 1. Write the remainder up and don't change denominator. How many 3s in 5? You can find that we have 1 3 and the remainder is 2 over 3. How many 9s in 22? You can find that we have 2 9s, 9 18, and the remainder is 4 over 9. Simplifying fraction, and this topic is especially for grade 5, not grade 4. You can simplify the fraction by dividing the numerator and denominator by the same number. If you inspect the numerator and denominator, you will find that both of them are even numbers. Then you can divide both of them by 2. So it will be 4 divided by 2 equals 2, 12 divided by 2 equals 6. But this one is not the simplest form. You need to divide more by 2. Because 2 over 6, both of them are even numbers. 2 divided by 2 gives you 1. 6 divided by 2 gives you 3. And this one is the simplest form. If you're looking for the second fraction, 15 and 25, we need a number that we can divide numerator and denominator, divided by the numerator and denominator, the same number. 15 and 25, both of them are multiples of 5. You can divide by 5 up and down, so it will be 3 over 5. 16 and 24, both of them are even. You can divide by 2 and make it step by step, or you can divide by 4 and make it shortly, or even you can divide by 8 in one step. So it will be 16 divided by 8 gives you 2, and 24 divided by 8 gives you 3. 25 divided by 35, you can divide by 5 up and down, will be 5 over 7. Fraction of a number. Fraction of a number is an easy job. Divided by the bottom, then multiply by top. Fraction of a number means part of a number. If you calculate a fraction of a number, you have to divide by denominator, then multiply by numerator. For example, which is larger? Half or half of 280 or 3/8 of 400. Let's calculate half of 280. You will divide 280 by 4, then multiply by 1. 280, sorry, you will divide 280 by 2, then multiply by 1. 280 dividing by 2 gives you 140, times 1 gives me 140. So this one will be 140. 3/8 of 400, you need to divide by the bottom, multiply by top. 400 divided by 8 equals 400 divided by 8. Don't make 400, make 40 divided 8 and put 0. 40 divided 8 equals 5, put 0 will be 50. 50 multiply by top, multiply by 3. 50 times 3 equals 150. So, which one is greater? 3/8 of 400. Take a minute to read this question and solve it. Pause the video and solve it and revise with me. School put 180 exercise books. 1/3 were red and the rest were blue. If we take 1/3 from the box, so the remaining fraction will be 2/3. How many red did they buy? How many red books did they buy? The number of red is third of the exercise boxes. The third of 180, you will divide by the bottom, multiply by top. Fraction of a number is an easy job. Dividing by the bottom, multiply by top. 180 divided by 3 gives you 60, times 1 gives you 60. Then we have 60 red. What fraction of the total are blue? We can say that the blue is the remaining fraction, 2 over 3. How many blue do we have here? If you have the total number of books 180 and we have just 60 red, you can subtract 180 minus 60 to gives you 120. Fraction of a number, you can apply the fraction of a number also on a fraction of a shape. We need to shade the 3/7 of this shape. First step, you have to calculate the number of the squares. 1, 2, 3. I have 3 squares on a line, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 in a row. So the total number of squares will be 21. 21 total squares. I need to shade 3/7. 3/7 of 21. Dividing by the bottom, multiply by top. 21 divided down, divided by 7, gives you 3. Multiply by top, multiply by 3, gives you 9. Then I need to shade just 9 squares. I need to shade just 9 squares. So how could you shade 3/7 of the shape? I will shade just 9 squares. Fractions to decimal or to percent. And this is the last topic on this unit or outcome. To convert a fraction into a decimal or a percent, you need to convert the denominator into 10 or 100 or 1,000, especially in 100 to be a percent. How could you convert half to be a decimal? Multiply. Don't forget the factors of 10, factor pairs of 10 or factor pairs of 100. How could you get 10? 10 is 1 times 10 or 2 times 5. How could you get a 100? 100 is 1 times 100 or 2 times 50 or 4 times 25 or 5 times 20 or even 10 times 10. How could you get 1,000? 1,000, you can find 1,000 by 8 times 125. Let's check this question. We need to convert half to be a decimal. Then I have to multiply half to be over 10, multiplying by 5 up and down. 2 times 5 gives me 10. 1 times 5 gives me 5. It will be 5 over 10 or 0.5. I need to convert 1 over 4 to be a decimal. Multiply by the 4 needs 25 to reach 100. Multiply by 25. 2 and 50, 20 times 5, 425, and 10 times 10. I will multiply 1 times 25 gives you 25, 4 times 25 gives you 100, 25 over 100 gives you 0.25. By the same method, you will multiply by 25 up and down for the 3 quarters to give you 75 over 100, which is 0.75. 1 over 5, you can multiply 5 up and down by 2, then you can get 2 over 10, which is 0.2. 3/5, you can multiply 5 up and down by 2, so it will get 6 out of 10 or 0.6. Multiplying by denominator by 2 up and down, so you have 8 over 10, so 4 over 5 will be 0.8. Arrange these fractions in order from smallest to largest. You need to put these fractions, all of them, in the form or on the same form. 7 over 10 as a decimal will be 0.7. And we have another decimal 0.9. 4 over 5ths or 4/5 multiplying by 2 up and down gives you 8 over 10 or 0.8. And this one 0.77 and this one 0.75. Let's order them. Before ordering, you need to balance the decimal places. You can say that 0.7 is the same as 0.70, and 0.9 is the same as 0.90, and 0.8 is the same as 0.80. All of these numbers have 2 decimal places. Now, you can order these fractions from smallest or these decimal numbers from smallest to greatest. Let's order them. The smallest decimal number here will be 0.7 or 0.70, which is the same because 0.7 equals 0.70. Write it in the original form. And the second one will be 0.75 on the original form, 3 over 4. The third one will be 0.77. The fourth one will be 0.80, which is 4 over 5. And the last one, 0.9 in the original form. And this is the end of our video. Thank you for your attention and see you later. Goodbye.